Hey traders, Tyler here from Vant Trading. I'm here with another video. This time it's going to be covering a head and shoulders pattern, and I know that Nick, our head equities trader, actually just went over that as well on his day trading series class number 10. So make sure to check that out after this video so you can kind of get a full understanding of it, because this is going to be a brief kind of brush over of what a head and shoulders is and how I traded it today. But his is a lot more in depth on how you can actually trade a head and shoulders. So this is the US 30, which is the Dow Jones. And what I was looking at going into today, November 25th, was first off, it was creating this high, busted through this level here. If you scroll over and look left, this level I have drawn is actually the high, from right here that rejected, a high from right here that rejected. So it's actually a pretty significant level of resistance. So when it busted through and retested, it could have given you actually a nice opportunity to buy there, but I wasn't playing that. So after it kind of pushed back up, created a new high, came down, retested this breakout level, pushed up, equaling this move up right here, and then went right back to that level. I was like, wow, this is actually a really textbook head and shoulders play that's presenting itself. And if you take a look, this is what I mean. This is a shoulder right here, this is the head, and this is a shoulder. Because if you have a leg up, you have your shoulder, leg up again, you have your head, leg up again, you have your shoulder, and now from here it should be going down again. So let me show you exactly how I traded that and how you could have traded it, because I actually made some decent money today on it. And this is actually a day where most people thought that the market was going to sleepwalk its way up, just because tomorrow's Thanksgiving, it's a holiday. Most traders are kind of taking their day off today, and it's going to be a 4-day weekend, so they're kind of covering their positions and stuff. So people thought it was going to sleepwalk up. Usually with no volume in a holiday, they're just going to just kind of grind up, but not today. I saw this head and shoulders present itself, and I caught it out on the trading floor. This level it's actually nice that this level right here that it was up against was a very significant level of resistance before, which makes it that much stronger, right? So once I saw that, once I saw that it had come down and closed below the level, it closed very strongly bearish, but I didn't get in yet because typically I wanted to see it kind of consolidate under it, retest that level before I get in. And once I saw this next 30-minute bar come up and close bullish, if you go down to 15 minutes, it's also the same there. I was considering that the retest of the breakout. And now what my entry was is I was going to wait for it to actually start breaking these lows here to get in. And it started grinding its way down here, and around 5:45 right here is where I took my entry as I was breaking that level. And how you play head and shoulders, it's typically a 1-to-1 risk reward, right? So if you have, let me pull up the price range. So the neckline is where you start, right? And the neckline is where the breakout is. This is the neckline right here. So from the neckline up to the top of the head is about 215 pips. And now your take profit is typically, now it's going to be 215 pips. And it's give or take right here at this zone right here, which happens to be this nice level of resistance right over here on the 23rd. So what you do is you take a sell entry right here, and I actually, that's the typical way of trading it. You set your stop up here, take profit down here, but I usually squeak out 2-to-1s on head and shoulders. And what I did was this: I put my stop right here above the high of these shoulders, right? Because that's still technically a really good level, because you have this level of resistance here, this level of resistance here, and it had this level of support right here. So I put it right above this level, because if it came up there, I didn't like it anymore. So that's where I placed my stop level. And then my take profit is right down here in this zone. So it's about 1.5 to 1, so better than the 1-to-1. And I didn't let this right here squeak me out, because this, I considered it being actually a full retest, because when I got in, yeah, it retested it, but didn't really move away from it. Yeah, it kind of closed below, went right back up, and then But if you take a look right here, this actually left the neckline, then it came back up, gave it a retest, and now it's on its way back down. So that's how you trade this head and shoulders. It was a really great setup, great pattern on the Dow Jones, and it gave you an edge today in the market when most people thought that it would grind its way up. I saw this form and I saw it moving below this level, and I was like, no, it's going to grind its way down today. People are going to start taking profits into the 4-day weekends, and people will see this head and shoulder set up, and then it's just going to grind its way down today. And that's what it did. Now I'm still in the trade from my entry right here. I'm up pretty decently, but now my take profit is going to be right here. So at this point, my stop loss is at break even, just because it's a day before a holiday, 4-day weekend. I want to play it safe. So my stop is now right back up here where I entered. So it's either going to come up to my stop, which I don't see happening because it's really rejecting and exhausting this area right here. And then, I expect it to start trickling down the rest of the day, down to fulfill this head and shoulders. But either way, this was a beautiful setup, beautiful head and shoulders. That's how you play it. And if you have any questions on how I traded that or how you can trade it in the future, please reach out to us, let us know. And don't forget to go watch that Beginner's Day Trading Series, class number 10, where Nick covers the head and shoulders pattern more in depth. One last thing, you can watch this channel right down here. If you had seen that, I didn't see that, but if you had seen that, you can anticipate that this was going to retest it and then break from there. There could have been a nice secondary entry point. So I will leave you at that. Thanks for tuning in, and safe trading.